Hello and welcome to chapter 227 of our streaming adventure. Actually, I need to go ahead and update that. Oh, and the deck too. Yeah, it's been a while. Things have not been the best for me lately, but knowing that this coming Saturday, so a handful of days away, Anurag Anzd MTG has a subscriber entry 1K, and I thought, well, I want to do that, and it's a way to play Legacy. I also got to go and help do commentary for the Swish Gaming stream, and we had some Legacy play at Galactic last Sunday. So if you check out the Swish Gaming, you'll be able to find the videos of that. And I want to say, like, it helped. It helped. I don't want to say scratch the itch. Gave me an itch. Oh, that sounds bad. It didn't give me a rash though. But it interested me, and it was something that I wanted to. I want to play Legacy. Period. New sentence. Okay. Team member Andrew Wolfhouse was playing his normal painter deck, or I should say, he normally plays painter decks. He is good with that strategy, and I found that the mono red version he was playing is similar to the recent deck we did where I was trying to pull off Bolas Citadel shenanigans, as well as when we played the blue painter. I liked how painter could just sometimes get them, if that makes sense. And the red version is going to have the main deck Pyroblasts and stuff that will let us get them. So I asked Andrew for his latest list. This is what it is. So let me just download it. You can fire up Magic Online. And see, okay, look. I already have a Welder plus painter. All right, well, is this just what I called it when I built my version? Yeah, because, okay, it has a Mindslaver in it. Don't play Mindslaver. That was too cute. Well, that makes me wonder, how close is this to what they had? 20 lands. We did not go as heavy on the creature component, Imperial Recruiters, etc. I guess we were just trying to get more lucky. Or I'm heavier on Bolt and Pyroblast than some of the creatures. 2 Grindstone. Iker Wells. Now, I did like the Smuggler's Copter aspect I saw when he had it. It's something that lets him play a quick blocker. It gives his Welder, something else to do if you haven't triggered anything yet. But also, you could Imperial Recruiter, go find something relevant, and then the Recruiter can crew, and then you pitch something, and then the Welder hops it back into play. Like, having discard outlets, I thought was interesting. So we could just import it. It's a lot of words. All right. So it's 4 red Elemental Blast main. Why did I read that? Okay. So I guess it's even heavier than I was thinking. So can we first update with the versions of cards that I have? Those Blood Moons are super ugly, but we'll live with it. My one ensnaring blade is already in the main. Okay. So, what needs to change? I don't like this disparity on red elemental blasts. So, first things first, let's update the lotus petals. Take all of these out. Well, it helps if you don't pluralize it. Okay, so let's put that one in. Okay. Pyroblast. We have this variety of red elemental blasts. I would like to not have such a variety. So like if I ask for 2 more of those and cut the extraneous ones, then all the other art looks okay. Let's properly clean the wish list. Okay. Export wish list. Yes, please. Come over here. Clear. Upload. I guess what's interesting about this, if I could sort it, is there not a sort by creature type? That might help. Okay, so you have Simian Spirit Guide isn't. Simian Spirit Guide is mana. Simian Spirit Guide isn't a creature, really. Also, I guess Smuggler's Copter. Smuggler's Copter is not really. I mean, you're going to crew it. It's going to be creature-ish. If that's the right way to say it. I do wonder if I should have... What's the... Not Relic of Progenitus, but the 1 mana artifact. I'm just thinking for purposes of the Saga, that when Saga goes off and it's going to go pull a 0 or a 1, it's either getting me a Grindstone or a Lotus Petal. The other value card is... I mean, Pithy Needle. Pithy Needle's in the sideboard. But, like, it's the 1 mana graveyard thing. It comes in Soul Guide Lantern. I think I own those. Yeah. So, I'm just thinking out loud. It can come in and tag something, and sometimes it's having the cheap fodder for the Goblin Welders or whatever that sometimes could be lacking. I also saw an interesting deck that was like, I believe it is Mr. Lee on Twitter. Yeah. So, I believe he commented. Okay. So I guess this is more down the Underworld Cookbook, Faithless Looting, Welder Engineer. So this is not... Okay, if we took the Painter aspect out of the deck, taking Painter aspect out of the deck, what does that free up? It would free up... Pyrite Spellbomb's an interesting one. But see, okay. I was looking at what are their Urza Saga targets. Mox Opal, Cookbook, Soul Guide, Pyrite, Pithy Needle. Tormod Crip out of the sideboard. There's no Karn. What does Duretti Scrap Savant do? Duretti. Discard 2 cards, draw that many. So your plus is looting. Sack an artifact. If you do, return target artifact from your graveyard to the battlefield. Emblem, whenever an artifact is put into your graveyard, return that card at the beginning of the next end step. So it's got looting, welder, nonsense. At the beginning of the next end step. You could, that -10 feeds Mindslavers. I mean, if you want to go that way. That's kind of interesting. Like, I guess if you're maxing out on discard related outlets, plus this is a way to have with food tokens. Food tokens are artifacts that could, right? I'm not wrong, right? A food token is an artifact. Am I allowed to weld away food tokens? That you missed that, or I shouldn't say you missed it, not me, but that was a different stipulation. This is me finding it is interesting. What is Nettlecyst? So, okay, first of all, this Duretti is interesting. I'm not playing it. I just want to put one in here so I don't forget about it. And then, what was I just talking about? Food. Is food able to be welded? And I'm thinking it's because you have to choose target artifact a player controls and the artifact card in the player's graveyard. Sack the artifact, return the artifact card. I think I'm allowed to weld out food. Can you engineer food? Sacrifice an artifact. Okay. So both of them allow food to be welded. What were you suggesting? Nettlecyst? What is Nettlecyst? Nettlecyst is a 3 casting cost. 3 casting cost super cranial plating. Artifact and or enchantment. Nice. You get it from the saga. But, I mean, 2 mana is not much to equip, and it deploys a threat with the ability to, every time, if it was something that you welded in and out, you would get multiple living weapon. Like every time it comes back in, the living weapon would trigger again, and depending on how many artifacts you have Great Furnace, stuff like that, all of that can contribute to, a welder can suddenly attack for 6. That does seem interesting. So, what I was saying before is I took the list directly from a team member. What I'm interested in now, okay, we'll save that for later. What I'm interested in now is seeing what other options exist, if that makes sense. But I don't know, that Nettlecyst seems pretty clever. I like that idea. What else can we learn from Mr. Lee? Because Mr. Lee, I thought, had some interesting choices in his deck. We're waiting on the trade to come through. in the meantime, maybe we'll build a different deck. I don't know. So, sorry about that. Ancient Tomb, Great Furnace, etc. That's nice. I mean, sometimes. Well, okay. Here's the thing: they don't even have Karn here to wish for that citadel, right? Like, imagine you. I mean, I was going to say you Karn it into play. Here's another thing about this. I'm sorry. I'm crossing streams in my head, but my thought is Karn puts it in your hand, Cookbook throws it in the graveyard, Welder throws it in play. That seems pretty clever, right? And who doesn't love Tanglewire? Now, looking at like the set of cards this deck plays versus the other one, God's Pharaoh Statue, Smokestack, Sundering Titan. Engineer is going to be able to find a bunch of stuff, but like, what exactly are we, getting out of that mileage? Sorry. I don't know. It's definitely interesting. I think the shell there. I think having that's what I found interesting when I was doing the coverage on Sunday. Seeing Smuggler's Copter and thinking, okay, yeah, that's a good defensive measure for the Planeswalker stuff. And the incidental, the Imperial Recruiter could fire up the Copter and attack while also finding you your different, silver bullets and stuff. Is there an Asmo Cookbook Karn wheel deck? For the times the Echo of Eons gets caught in your hand? Is that what you're thinking? Because the aspect of what I liked about this deck was having the red for the red elemental blast, and I was when we played the deck, even though it didn't do that great, I liked the closing speed of Painter as well as the utility shenanigans that Welder gave us. So that is why previously playing blue, I mean blue-red, I know the, what is it, the mono-red, the wheel, or the mono-red, what's it called? Ruby. It's not an amulet. Medallion. Ruby Medallion. That Ruby Storm still incorporates like Echo of Eons, because Lion's Eye Diamond, that's a thing that this deck didn't have. Lion's Eye Diamond seems... I always like Lion's Eye Diamond just as a way to, once again, discard cards. I think that is a useful aspect of it that I might not be giving enough credit to. Another thing is here, okay, Iker Wellspring. So this technology that as it comes into play or leaves the battlefield, you're drawing a card. The ability to, say you had Chromatic Star. Chromatic Star, we can sacrifice and get the card out of it and stuff like that and have it be a 1 mana target. I think we might have had it in here. Yeah, okay, so here is the Welder plus Bolus's Citadel in Legacy that we played for the wheel. And we have our Lion's Eye. We had a couple Mox Opals trying to, capitalize. This doesn't feel too bad. Like, I guess we were in the neighborhood. We just tried to get a little too clever, maybe, with our artifact choices. Also, the grindstone. That's one of the differences being this recruiter package and what the recruiters can find, etc., etc. Like I said, I am using somebody else's list. I do find that to be... I don't know if bold is the choice, I would say, but what's this? If I'm going down, you're going to go down with me. That's kind of how I see the Magus there. That mutually assured destruction is the proper term. Still waiting on the rental. It's still spinning over there. I think there are a lot of options. Okay. What is truly different from this deck than the other ones would be the Recruiters, the Magus, the Crater Maker, the Copters. What worries me about these 2 casting cost artifacts, now, it is nice that you can play them off your Ancient Tomb, etc., but they're not tutorable. Nothing in the deck's tutorable. Well, that's literally not true. The Engineer's tutor and the Recruiter's tutor. But it's hard to see the Goblin Engineer putting the Smuggler's Copter into the graveyard. Although, if you have the fodder for it, maybe that's not crazy. Does the Underworld Cookbook discard any card, create a food token? 4, sacrifice the cookbook, return a creature from your graveyard to the hand. I was like, isn't there a second ability on there? But I couldn't picture what it was. So, rebuy a Painter's Servant, rebuy a Welder. And then this is the Asmer. I do wonder. Something to keep in mind, Copter could be a threat as well as filtering. Yeah, I don't mind having, like I said, something early that could actually do something. So, if I play out a turn 1 Welder, I don't necessarily want to block with the Welder. Whereas, what would be nice is Smuggler Copter being able to do something. That does seem to be a better... Okay. Now, Nettle Cyst doesn't necessarily fit with everything else in the deck. What I'm saying is the Smuggler Copter ability to, discard cards and stuff. But sometimes doing the whole discard card stuff might be too cute if I can just attack and kill them. I do wonder if, pure artifact count, do I want something like And maybe it's worth having Nettlecyst as like a sideboard card. Yeah, Nettlecyst is a sideboard card for a particular matchup, or just if you think they're going to have it can be a Karn bullet. Bring it in if the time is right, but I feel like if Karn has resolved and Karn is doing things, library for a creature card, 2 or less. So something like that, you couldn't go get Nettlecyst. It creates a creature, which is a 0/0, but it is not in itself a creature card. Unfortunately, we're still waiting. It's been spinning for a while. I'm kind of curious if I'm supposed to back out and start over again, or if for some reason, like, yeah, is it just... I don't even necessarily have a cancel button, though, is what it looks like. I'll try it again. Yeah, see, it's asking... No, now it completely changed what cards I'm asking for. Okay. That is not what I wanted to do. Here it is. Yeah, somehow one of them went through faster than the other one. Okay. Yeah, it's somehow that first one got held up. So let's clear that and try again. The last one seemed to work once I cleared and restarted. I don't know though. This one is spinning again. We got some of the cards. Got some Red Elemental Blast. We got some Karns. Got some Fury. Oh, well, okay. Some of these cards are not in the deck, though. The Duretti, the Nettlecyst. That was me just looking at interesting additions. I think what I want to do is play the deck as is with thoughts of, I'm going to put like in my little notes in the margin, okay, Nettlecyst, Duretti, things like that I do other times, that as I'm playing the deck, like, oh yeah, this might have been interesting here. What if I had this option available to me? Like, obviously, I want a Grindstone and a Painter Servant in the sideboard. Those are your Karn targets. Mycosynth Lattice, stuff like that. Like, should I have a loaded, or should I have a Lion's Eye Diamond? Maybe. I think I own one Lion's Eye Diamond. The fact that I own one Lion's Eye means I can put it in the deck and not feel bad. But is it foil? Yep, okay. What would I cut for Lion's Eye Diamond? The 6th Pyroblast effect. Oh, the other one came through. Success. Okay. So we have. Is there a different bridge? Okay, so we have pretty and staring bridges. I'm going to know every time Lion's Eye comes up, it could have been a red elemental blast, but I kind of want to see how that plays out. If that makes sense. But yeah, otherwise, this is going to be pretty similar to what I expected. So let's jump in a league. And as I was saying before, credit goes to Andrew Wolfhouse. Is his version of the deck. I'm saying that now before everything goes poorly. If it goes great, it's on me. I do think to some degree the Magus Urza Saga interaction is on the questionable end. But I think the ability to have Magus against, say, the Cloud Posts of the world, things like that, places where Magus could be powerful, is potentially worth it. But I think those are the things that we will have to find out along the way. The times Magus works out, I think that's what we're hoping. Hello, Van Wedge. Unfortunately, the cards are just about to start. We actually had some rental things, but you are just in time. Let's go for round one. Uh-oh, Urza, insane. We lost the die roll. So I theoretically have Painters. I have a turn 1 Imperial Recruiter that doesn't do anything because I don't have any more red. Opponent was last seen playing Azorius Echoes. I really there's no game plan here. Like I said, if I had the Grindstone and we were hoping to recruit her into Painter Servant, I would keep it. But I don't know. It doesn't feel like this is worthwhile. I feel like this is a mulligan. Why do you want me to hold up? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to mulligan. Type faster. And I don't think we are because, okay, I get that Welder or whatever, and I have no artifact to go with it. So I'm just going to mulligan that. I would say overall this feels better. We could accelerate. Yeah, this could be a turn 2 Karn. I'm going to ship back, I think, just basic Mountain. Or do I ship back, if they have Karn, do I want to ship back Great Furnace? I think I ship back my... I like the idea of Saga. Tundra. Shadow Spear. Okay. I think I'm still looking forward to turn 2 Karn. So I'm going to start with just that. Agree. I'll play a Karn. So let's check the sideboard real quick. I don't have enough mana to follow up. The Lion's Eye Diamond is in the deck. Let's kill that Chalice. Alright. I could... Yeah, well, no. So, Urza Saga can go get the Grindstone. Urza Saga can also get the Lion's Eye Diamond. I think if I engineer for... You can't get a Great Furnace. If I go put Lion's Eye Diamond, I think I would rather just do this. So I have Pyroblast that would be live, so I'm going to pick blue. I'll go get a Grindstone. Okay. So they had a Hull Breacher. No blocks. They have 2 cards left. They could have Force, I guess. Yep. Okay. So we got him. All right. Well, based on what we're potentially going to try to do, I think I want surgical. This is not flash, right? No. Most of the artifacts I think I want where I want them. I like that we have all these pyroblasts and stuff like that main. Crater Maker might also just be, let's say, weak. They're going to be on the play again. I mean, it would have been interesting, Magus turning off. They had Tundra as well as Ancient Tomb. I'm just deciding whether I want to go in the other direction. I think surgicals are worth considering. Smuggler's Copter might not be fast enough. It is an artifact, though. It's just, do I want to lean into the which side of it, I guess? Like, I want all the blasts. Do I want the Furies or not? I don't think I do. I think I'm going to try this. I think the fact we saw the Shadow Spear, seeing Shadow Spear means they have I'm going to keep this for this. I think Shadow Spear means that they have Saga in their deck. And, I mean, they might just be swinging for the fences, going for something, big, and we'll see if this is worthwhile. Well, spin it up. They had Cavern of Souls. Okay. Hull Breacher. Cavern of Souls seems strange. I guess it lets them get through Pyroblasts, etc. But the draw 7 do nothing is kind of strange. I've definitely had those hands from their side. I mean, this looks like turn 1 Smuggler's Copter, unless we draw a red, perhaps. What if I draw a Simian Spirit Guide? Do I Imperial Recruiter? I don't think so. Hello, hello, hello. All right. I could Imperial Recruiter. I'd rather actually have the Smuggler's Copter, I think, in play. Because then, say, playing Imperial Recruiter next turn lets me crew the Copter. If that is worth doing. Like, they drew 7 cards and did nothing. I find that bold. Could be wrong. They could play Karn here, which would be terrible. If they don't, I'm going to. I think I have to. Buy it back with Emery. Is this Mentor? Maybe that's why they waited, because they could play out with Mentor. Oh, that's going to be gross. Mentor is so good. I mean, when other people play it, not me. When I play, we skunk it up. Because it's Teferi. Chalice on X equals 1 with a white floating. Okay. I've decided that, well, I'm not going to float red for Pyroblast. I'm willing to just try to get Karn. Or go for Karn, if that makes more sense. What do you got for me? Paying more cost. Is this another Chalice? Okay. Prismatic Ending. Powerful card. Powerful card. Potentially not good enough. All right, so my surgical extractions are turned on. I think I... Okay. Is this attacks? Is this attacks or is this replay Chalice for 1? Because I might actually surgical that. Just based on my hand, I probably would surgical that. Oh, Karn can minus to go get. All right, they are holding Echo, Breacher, Caracas, Urza. Is this the only Chalice in their deck? Let me snip it. Portable Hole is interesting. Let's view the sideboard. So they have Echo, Hull Breacher, Caracas, Urza. Let's minus for Painter Servant. Do they have Force of Will? They do have Force of Will, so I don't necessarily want to give them blue, but also I don't see how they stop me right now. All right, pass turn. What are their 1 mana cards? They can get Urza's Baubles that don't work, or Mox Opals. They could get Pithing Needle, so Pyroblast can turn off the Pithing Needle. Okay. See, I knew what I was doing. Echo, Hull Breacher, Caracas. I'm kind of surprised, unless no, the way they did it, they played out. So they're going to try to follow up here with Hull Breacher, I think. They could get Lion's Eye, but you can't activate them. Just looking at their deck. Opponent is also... Now, are they currently searching their library? Because theoretically, we can also get Welder and weld their... What do you call it? Sure. Name Grindstone. Yep, okay. So they name Grindstone. They could currently play Hull Breacher here. Teferi Time Raveler is problematic. Yikes. Because if they bounce Painter Servant, they played Caracas, so we know they have Urza, Breacher, Echo. I feel like they have to blow it on the Painter Servant. Okay. So depending on what we drew. Okay. So I could create a token. I could no. I float 3 mana here. No, I would pitch the Painter Servant to do it. What I was saying is, okay. That was wrong. So I can't do what I want to do yet. because of how that works out. Do I Iker Wellspring trying to draw into a land? Oh, I had a plan here. I could get up to 4 land. Yeah. Found a new surgical extraction. Okay. I can plus on this. I could also try to go for... my thought was, oh, I can set up Mycosynth Lattice, but Emery would just attack and clear the Karn, and that doesn't do me any good. Echo, Hull Breacher, Urza. They don't really have... They have Brazen Borrower, I guess. We could really use some red mana, that's for sure. We also had 10 life. A lot of options here. Red mana at any point would be tremendous. Human. Hello. So now I'm thinking, with what they drew, they're coming up on Urza Mana. Urza Mana will turn some things back on for them. Theoretically, this for Painter Servant single, cast it. Oh, no, we have to clear the Pithing Needle first. So I can't do things as an instant currently because of Teferi. I think this will be enough. Because they can end step Hull Breacher. Emery just lets them replay the Pithing Needle, Jeremy. But that's fine, because then you just Pyroblast the Pithing Needle. Okay. Emery They still have 5 cards. They have Urza, Echo, and 2 unknowns. Okay. Here comes Urza. Urza, Echo, 2 unknowns. I don't think they can get enough to spin, though. I'm glad I made 2 blockers. You have an Urza. What I should have done is surgical the Pithing Needle. That's what I missed. Yeah, I needed to surgical away the Pithing Needle I played is what I missed. But the good news is we have another Pyroblast to still do everything. We just need to do it in a way to float the mana from Lion's Eye Diamond and then draw. Luckily, none of my creatures are legendary. I mean, it just so happens this is how it played out, but they've chosen Grindstone again. Okay. That's fine. They're holding Echo, Urza, Mystery card. Ensnaring Bridge. Okay. So didn't even tap it for a blue, which is dubious. Cast this one. They could have a force. They don't. Maybe they sideboarded a something. Can they break this up? I would like to grind you. I think it's good enough. Opponent will let us know if it's good enough. Misplaying the surgical the previous turn. I don't know how much it matters. I'd be at 4 life instead, but a lot not contemplating what Emery could do is on me. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say I think I got this one as potentially, okay, there goes the mill. Opponent has no cards left. I will pass the turn. What shenanigans am I missing? No tax. All right. Look at us. I don't want to make a big deal over winning a match, but it's been a while. All right. Always nice to get a win, regardless of anything else. Maybe Magus would have made sense there. Like the fact they had the Tundras, they were going to play artifacts going. I know I've played Mono Blue Echoes, and trying to go into the second color means you'd almost get no chance at basics. Maybe I should have considered that, and I don't know if I can take Saga out of my own, but maybe just be willing to live with the fact that, you know, my sagas are turned off, their sagas are turned off. Like we were saying before, the mutually assured destruction of, okay, well, maybe if I can't, you can't either. Okay. Draw again. Turn 1 Recruiter. Turn 1 Recruiter gets me... whatchamacallit? Painter Servant. Painter Servant does nothing. Okay. This could potentially do something. Like, here's the question. What is the best card here? I'm willing to say we ship Crater Maker, because I don't know that Pyroblast isn't good, but it could be, and I wouldn't want to ship it, you know. Okay, should have kept Crater Maker, obviously. So the question here, I think I need to get on board with Saga. So this will let me start cranking out first, unless something happens, like a Ancient Tomb. See, what if I went and got... Does this only work on me? Okay. So Goblin Engineer only works on me as opposed to... So I'm trying to play around the potential for them to. They could have a Soul Guide Lantern, right? Tormod's Crypt, Pithy Needle. All of those are things. They have their own grindstone. Magus. So Magus will kill my Saga, which sucks. I don't think there's anything I can really do about that. Yeah, theoretically, I should have gone for Copter. I could sacrifice. I could play a Copter and have the ability to smuggle as needed. So they only have access to 2. Okay, correction. They have access to 3 mana. Okay. Well, we got a mirror match. No blocks. No, that's not good enough. I could. No, because this won't let me find a chance to blast them. If I bolt. Is this still an art? It's not. It is. 1, 2. It's still an artifact, true? See, that's the danger of having all this, right? Yeah. You want to pyroblast me? I had better plans there. We potentially trade copters here. They'll get a loot. But I guess keeping my Painter Servant on when I have this much less mana, it's probably bad for me. You know, overall. They're still sitting on 3 mana. They can draw bolts, they can draw other stuff, they can draw Goblin Engineer. They can set up a grindstone. I need quite a bit, I feel. Lion's Eye Diamond is not necessarily the best, but Trinisphere is bad for me. That's for sure. Yikes. Goblin, Welder, and Engineer. And Welder can mess with your opponent, which is pretty brutal. See, so now we have a grindstone. And yeah, they just weld back in grindstone and I die. And they have 2 ways to do it, so like I have to kill my own painter. No, I think I can't let this happen. I think I can't let that happen because then they put my card back in play and then I die. They have a new engineer. What was my tech? I forgot what my tech was. I went and got some tech. Lion's Eye Diamond was my tech. Yeah. Nice work. Okay, never mind. It is bad news. The fact they're not punishing me more feels weird. They don't need to, because we're just dead. Alright, well, being on the draw was problematic. I think I want to mess with the graveyard. And I think I want to have the baddest creature in play. Does Imperial Recruiter work with Fury? 2 or less. Oh, so close. I feel like I feel like I should trim on the painter and grindstone effects. But if I trim on the painter and grindstone effects, I have all these pyroblasts and red blasts, and it's like, should I have those? Should we make this? Are they going to have the Fury tech? Should we make it about Magus? Like, if I took all of this out, I left one of each, and I took all of this out, it's like, what am I bringing in, even? That feels terrible. So if I make it less about the red blasts and painters, and I just try to do moon stompy stuff. That feels bad. Turn one. I mulligan to 6. So I have a turn 2 Magus following up with target creatures and or planeswalkers. Turn 1, kill your land. This seems pretty good. Sure. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Bang. I guess only being a 3/3 bolt can clear up a Fury, and then I spent 2 Lotus Petals on that. That was not great. That should have been a Goblin Engineer turn. That was too cute. Sure. That was too cute on my side. Can we live back to my turn? See, I think you should have. You're not going to do anything. It's like, oh, I'm going to clear the Magus of the Moon? Of course not, because then I'll just kill them. So the Goblin Engineer, I feel like I should have played the Goblin Engineer, because then that gives me more options next turn. Like in here, it's just that just didn't make sense how I played that. All right. So they showed that they kept the painter plan. Now, maybe they didn't keep the painter plan. Maybe that's just how they drew it. I did like that start, though. I think I would rather set myself up to break them up. Try like that. Big bucks, no whammies. All right, recruiter, welder, engineer, and a fury. How many lands in our deck? $20 lands, so that's 19. Lotus petals. Lion's Eye doesn't get me there. So it's 23. 23 out of a possible 53. You have pitch fodder with pure. I can do stuff for a couple turns. I think this is greedy. I mean, I think this is blatantly greedy, but so hear me out. Turn 1 welder sets me up the best for turn 1 welder, turn 2 engineer, weld out. Mm-hmm. I don't have any big boom booms in my deck. It would have been great if I did. What is in my deck? I could go get a Trinisphere right now. Or I need to get to a position where I can mess them up. Okay, so there's a Great Furnace. Okay. Everything's blue. No blocks. I should have led. I think I should have led with Goblin Engineer. We need to get more cards in there. If we can get an artifact into their graveyard, we can mess with them. It's too bad. It's too bad we didn't have some big hitter. Could I have done it if I led with Trinisphere? No. If I led with Trinisphere, I could not have pitch cast. Okay, this is interesting, because I'm going to get to mess with them. They have Ichor Wellspring too. These are not cards I want them to have. All right, is anything actually turning the lands off currently? No? No. I have to double check that, because I'm not... I legit don't know. What else do I got? I got more recruiters. I have my own painter servant, which I don't want. I would want to get... True. Crater Maker. Crater Maker deals 2 damage to a creature or discard a colorless non-land. Well, there are currently no colorless permanents here. Yeah, we'll get a Crater Maker. See, that's just mean. Yeah, I currently don't have mana. Sacrificing their grindstone for a wellspring. I mean, that saga could have been sweet. Unfortunately, it got gobbled up. The Magus Great Furnace deck, or I should say, the Magus Urza Saga deck. Powerful, powerful. Okay, so we die to this. That's cool. Literal mirror. Okay, okay. I figured this out. You ready for this? Switcheroo. Nice Karn. Bang! I mean, that was pretty impressive. I liked that. That motion was pretty nice there. I do wonder if Portable Hole is an artifact that Karn can go get that you could play off a Lotus Petal. It's not great, but it's just an idea I had. Maybe not even for this deck. The more welders I have, I mean, there's nobody that can attack. This is a field full of. Okay. I was just like, I thought, yeah, portable hole seems like something you could do. Wait, what? Why were they getting a tutor there? Why was that my turn? What is. I don't even know what's happening anymore. Oh, that was wrong. That was. Well, no, I couldn't have named it because it says as it comes into play. Right? I think as it comes into play is relevant there. See what they target. Because if you can mess with the exchange. Okay, I'm currently tapped out, so I can't trade anything. Okay. Need to float, switch, float, and then I don't even know if that does me any good. I need a wellspring, and I could go to town. I just. Yeah, if this is like Karn. We went and got a smuggler's copter. That would be good too. Just doing shenanigans. This isn't getting me anywhere. You're gonna bolt my welder. Okay. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. I was thinking, oh no, I have to save Pyroblast for a future Karn or something. But no, I think that would have just been a better thing to do. I felt like I'm behind, and I am behind by like 6 minutes here, so. Getting the Fury Pyroblast is kind of brutal. So you're trading. You're trading to get a Smuggler's Copter. Goblin Welder is problematic. See, like, none of this really matters. I'm also down 2 games, so I really don't see how I come back in this. Especially since I think things are currently favoring them. Yeah. I'm just going to concede because I think overall, I know I'm already down. I don't think I can win another one, and I don't think I'm winning that game, honestly. So, in the interest of not wasting our time, how's that sound? It was really interesting is that it felt like a 70 card plus mirror. I don't know exactly what their sideboard was, but it seems like it was a lot. Baba Ganoush, but we're on the draw again. What do I got? I have a mountain, a goblin welder, a grindstone, and a lion's eye diamond? I feel like lion's eye diamond is a lot. Come on, baby. Urza Saga from them. Yep. Urza's Bauble. Maybe this is just blue. Opal. I can draw a painter servant. Could also do that. So hear me out. Ancient Tomb. Activate for Imperial Recruiter. Get Painter. Or do I have to do that next turn? Sure. Theoretically, this saga could go get Pithing Needle, depending on what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Could this be Legacy Hammer time? I don't know. I'm going off the Ancient Den. I don't know what else I'm supposed to presume from the Ancient Den. Like, they saw me put Painter in my hand, so they named Grindstone, which is good call. Attack for 7, sure. Mm-hmm. So, these are big constructs. My thought here is to get maximum. Why did you not block with Imperial Recruiter, Jeremy? Come on, man. I was thinking my guys had utility. So if I put 1, 2, 3, pop there. I can't cast everything. Painter, Grindstone. Block with Recruiter, Welder. Yeah. That would work. If something goes wrong, we could emergency into Ensnaring Bridge. So they are blue-white. Gotcha. More thought monitors. I hope I didn't give them blue cards for Force of Will. Maybe we did. We would have already seen the first thought monitor. Or no. We had not yet seen thought monitor from them. That summoning sick from this turn. Yup. A lot of this stuff's bad for me. They have their own grindstone. That's pretty good protection. So, do we die? Hey, just something we forgot to consider there, Adam. No, we don't. This does not destroy Pithy Needle anymore. Destroy target colorless non-land permanent. We can't kill Pithy Needle with the crater once there's a painter in play. Alright, if we Ensnaring Bridge. Ensnaring Bridge to buy time, then I can get the grindstone out of play. Like, the question is, do they have the draw sevens or not? You know? One, two, three, four, five, six. We're not dead yet. In an emergency, yes, we can. The main thing is I need to get this Welder in play, I think, before anything else really happens. Alright, so the Ancient Tomb is turned off. They have their own painter servant. Those are some sweet ones. Like, I kind of don't even want to put these into play, but Wow. I literally just clicked through the attack step because I was looking at their graveyard. That was awesome. I clicked through the attack step because I was trying to figure out what Welder was going to do. That was A plus, Jeremy. A plus. All right. Well, they don't actually have lands. I mean, is this the reason to do this? I that was tremendous. So they were blue white 8 cast Urza Painter Saga. That was value filled, is for sure. Lightning bolts don't feel tremendous. What are you gonna surgical? Like they didn't even necessarily like take a saga, but you're bringing in the blood moons. You don't care about the saga, right? I think this is fine. I still have it available to me. I still have it out of Karn. My thought is to deploy Welder. Then again, I can start cranking out Urza Saga tokens and have Red Elemental Blast in an emergency. Touche. My thoughts. They're paying life to dis. They're paying life to dismember. That feels strange. Okay. I mean, I kind of want to. Do I put a second welder in play? Then I can just eat all of their tokens, right? No, because then they'll just pithy needle me. Mm-hmm. Pithy needle resolves. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad we did not cash in the Lotus Petal unnecessarily. And they do have basics, which is just tremendous. So I need engineer. Engineer would only work on my side. Do I have artifact? I have Goblin Crater Maker, the king of wishful thinking. The thing is, though, like if I activate Grindstone, their cards won't match. But every artifact, every artifact they play, it's just gonna get bigger. Yeah, no. Surgical, my red elemental blasts. I think I have 3. Yes. 3-2 split. They now know about the surgical in hand. They're at 8 life. Come on, Pithy Needle. We need to activate the Pithy Needle to wake it up. That's bad. Emery, Force, Hydroblast. 2 cards left. What would they get back? They would get their own Grindstone back. That was pretty good. Goodbye, board state. Bang. pretty good turnaround. Sometimes all you need is to make some craters. All right, I feel like Fury could do shenanigans. Having seen the basic island, I'm a little less impressed with the Blood Moon plan, but I mean, it would mess with them a lot. We're gonna be on the draw now. That's the thing. Turn 1 Welder. They kept Force of Will there. Okay. Pitched a Thought Monitor. If we can get up to this Karn, it's going to be pretty sweet. So they know a Magus is coming. Okay. Okay. Name blue. Ah! I will accept 2 mana lands for Karn. I will accept Lightning Bolt. All right, Magus. Magus kills the Saga and lets us redraw. I can't do anything else. Yep, we're dead. What was the first card? It was a Great Furnace. We did. That was close. That was close-ish. So far, we've played against a blue-white Echo deck, a Mirror, and a blue-white Painter Saga. What is going on out there? Something's in the water. And whatever it is in the water, people want to play artifacts. We're playing artifacts, they're playing artifacts. It's just one of those things, I guess. Hope everybody is doing well tonight. I appreciate you spending your time with me. If you're not already following the channel, go ahead and follow. It doesn't cost you anything, and it does help support me. I take my content later and put it over on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, hello there. Maybe come catch me live when I'm on Twitch. I'm also a part of Swish Gaming. Their channel is The Swish Gaming at Twitch. You can also, I believe, Swish Gaming, you can find them on YouTube as well. And we, just this past Sunday, they do live coverage sometimes on site. We did a little bit of Legacy coverage. It was pretty sweet. I think Mondays they do Modern. So check them out over there and check me out too. All right, we lost the die roll again, and I believe this is the person that created. This is the person that created the turbo landfall deck. So if we don't have removal, we're gonna get run over. Case in point. I could turn one recruiter. They're on the play too. So they could even go all the way. They're just going to kill us. That's if that's what they're playing though. They could be playing something else. My thoughts here is turn 1 we recruit, getting a painter servant. I'm saying this is not the greatest if they are playing what I expect they are playing, and they are not. Draw me those sweet, sweet cards. It showed me a Goblin Engineer. Okay. So, actually, show me I throw a smuggler's copter into play. I like that. Now, did I have to take 2 damage to do that? No. I could have led. That's terrible. I should have led on Urza's Saga. See, the problem is I talked myself out of what I was doing. Holy Goblin Guide. Yikes. Okay, so we should have started Urza Saga. Yeah. I'm already dead. I'm already dead. This needed to be Welder, truthfully. So here's the problem. If I hop copter out, who is crewing it? There's nobody to crew. So that's where I'm saying I needed to lead with a red mana on that first turn. My thought was I was already running Imperial Recruiter out on the first turn. I changed into this, but I would have needed to have an extra red mana. I can't get the copter out and crew it at the same time. That's where the issue is. And even if I did it the other way around, I still wouldn't be able to get the copter out and crew it at the same time. It's not set up that way. So I could play an Imperial Recruiter. I'd go down to 8 thanks to the Ancient Tomb. Block one of them. I'm going to 4 minimum. This might have to be all in on combo plan. Or plan to draw. We could get Fury in the sideboardy games. So the problem too is I'm going to lose Ancient Tomb's ability here shortly. I'm going to go to 6. I need to tap. See, the thing is, I need to tap it again. I know we were drawing Welder, so that's the problem. I needed. I have to tap it to go to 4. Play. He'd have to block. I can't go to 4 to do that, so now I'm just dead. And that's even if they have nothing. So, Magus out. Fury. I think I want to turbo combo. Price, yeah, definitely. I could see Price of Progress coming for me. So yeah, like the Magus. I guess if I'm going Turbo Painter by even bringing them in, maybe these still have some value when I change things on them. What would I cut instead? Magus does nothing. Magus is coming out. Magus is 100% out. What I was thinking is if I'm keeping the Painter and Grindstone and even bringing the copies in that Karn would normally find, then maybe the Pyroblast, Red Elemental Blast will still do something. But yeah, Wellspring, we're not going to have time to get the value from that. If we're just trying to speed up, potentially, now that I've brought those other things in, I trim a Karn. Because all the other stuff, I've brought those silver bullets in. I'm okay with that. So, yikes. 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 Turn 3 Karn and I'm already dead. Well, okay. I have to put 2 cards on the bottom. I mean, I want to put back. I want to go turn 1 Trinisphere. I want to go turn 1 Trinisphere. So I can't lose either monkey. So I think I lose Ensnaring Bridge. Ensnaring Bridge, Mountain. Everything came in. I mean, my thought was maybe Saga does something, but do they even play 3 artifacts in there, or 3 lands in their deck? Ha! Nice. Yikes. Cool. That's one smash. Goblin Guide, Goblin Guide, Goblin Guide. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Back to you, buddy. Oh. I forgot that they can chain it back to me. Right on time. Yeah, we're so dead. I mean, the Eidolon is going to shoot me for 4, but at least they can't attack with it. I think I don't really have too much of a choice in that. Yep, running out of life fast. I mean, the mulligan to 5 was not helping. Not really. And you have the smash? What a jerk. Lightning Bolt, Fire Blast, Fire Blast, Fire Blast, Fire Blast, Fire Blast, Fire Blast. Fire Blast. Imagine if I had the Shadow Spear, and I could come back by gaining life. Do I cash in Lion's Eye Diamond? Does it count if I cast? Does it count if I copy? Oh, Fire Blast! Yes, I'd like to pay. I'd like to target this. We did. So, all these people that are trying to do cute things with artifacts and, I will use Ancient Tomb to accelerate. Burn is going to kill you dead. Smash, smash. Smash, smash, smash. Smash you to smithereens, if you will. Yikes. Yeah. So, while there are some things here that I've liked, it's not... While it has the combo elements and the trickery of Goblin Welder and stuff like that I like, The problem I'm having with this build is not being able to buy time. Like the recruiters, Magus package and stuff like that is interesting. What I'm wondering is, do I should have more defense? And that's just similar to how I built that other one, even though this one was being too cute with the Bolus's Citadel, Worm Coil, Mindslaver type stuff. See, even this doesn't have the sword, but something like a Pyrite Spell Bomb as a removal spell could be. And while I do like the Copter, having a Shadow Spear, like if we're working our way and knocking ourselves down, being able to have Shadow Spear is trample and lifelink, and I feel like both of those could go a decent way. Wow, we managed to go another league losing the coin flip 5 times. 0 for 5 on the play every time also does not help the combo deck. So we already have Saga could get the Lion's Eye Diamond to activate the Grindstone. We would just need to find the Painter, but Recruiter is likely to be gone before we get that chance. This feels better. Of these choices, I think I send Creator Maker away. Drawing a Goblin Welder off the top would be amazing. Come on, Welder. If this is the landfall deck, we're so dead. Correction. What? What? Goblins? Okay, fair. I have to be. I'll be perfectly honest. I was like, oh no, Reanimator. What? I mean, Gristlebrand is only a few ticks away. I mean, we're almost there. We could tutor up red-green goblins. Okay. Let's get... So if we get Grindstone, Recruiter, Imperial to get Painter and Chump. Yeah, I like that too. No, see, I still did that wrong because I could have swapped out. I could have gone for something better and swapped it in with the furnace there. Yeah. Cavern. Yeah, that ain't the deck. Oh, come on, man. All right, well, I'm about to get hit with some goblins. 2, 4. I got to block one of them. Two. Second trigger, last card. Didn't have it. Or is holding it. So. See, this is why if I could have tutored for it. All right, buddy. You can have all of the caverns you want. Exalted, I'll allow it. Oh, it has haste. So we block the double strikers. I'm going to come up 1 mana short to pay and play. I'm going to be 1 mana short. But I'm just dead to the sling right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. We're dead. I wouldn't even be able to use the Ancient Tomb. Maybe they'll click them in the wrong order. That'd be cool. They didn't. Nope. Oh, goblins. All right. Now, for the most part, it's interesting. They probably don't have any basics. Hey, thank you, Strass Daddy. I appreciate it. Oh, we are trying to salvage a questionable. Trying to salvage a questionable day. Hey, thank you, thank you. All right, our opponent is Jund Goblins that kind of ran us over. So, despite all their dual lands and stuff, I think I'm going to take out the Magus effects. Phil Collins. I can feel it in the air tonight. Torpor Orb? No, that only really is the black Sling Gang, right? I don't want to be too clever, let's say. I mean, if I go to bring in Orb would deal with Muxus. Yeah, good call. Good call on the Muxus. So if we fully bring all that in, we trim on the Karns. We have Pithy Needle, Painter Servant, Torpor Orb, Grindstone. We've trimmed the Magus and some of the blasts. This doesn't feel terrible. Give this a shot. They have their own Crater Maker, or what's the Goblin? What's the Goblin that is like sack a Goblin, destroy an artifact? Trash Man? Trash Master? I like Trash Man better. I like Goblin Trash Man. All right. This is terrible. Okay. We have Mulligan to 6. They're keeping 7. We're keeping this. And I mean, let's just draw a second one off the top. Oh, they have black cards, don't they? What should we do? We should have gone... I don't know. I just like the look. That's pretty sweet. I used to do that in Vintage. You make Black Lotus black. Why not Grindstone on one so that if I draw another 2-mana land, they're dead? Play the Grindstone and activate it at the same time? Lead this out, see if they kill it. Badlands is black. Also, like a Lotus Petal would have killed him. Go white on that one. No need to attack. Untap, try to kill you. Now, they could have Artifact Mana. They could have Smash to Smithereens. I don't know exactly what are in Goblins' decks. Please do not smash my smithereens. Don't do it. Goblin Pile Driver? Goblin Pile Driver is red, white, and black. Mardu Pile Driver. I choose you, Pikachu. Show me. I don't think... Okay. Did they have Pyrokinesis? Pyrokinesis. Masked Vandal. Enters the battlefield, exile a creature from your graveyard. The only green cards I see are Ignoble Hierarchs. It looks like just junk. It appears to be just junk, but they have these munitions experts. Goblin Matron, Skirk Prost. Do they have Trash Man? They do have Muxus. Like I said, they have this Masked Vandal. I'm not Krenko. I don't see Trash Man. What does this have to do? If they don't have a card in the graveyard, how do they stop me? Okay. All right. So we got a game win. I mean, I like the Furies. I don't know how much more I can truly do. Like, here's another thing, like the Wellspring. The Wellspring probably isn't worth it. Did we see any Pyroblast? They didn't have Pyroblast, so I can use that to my advantage. Let's take Wellspring out and bring a Pyroblast back in, because Wellspring won't be fast enough. What else? Yeah, if we've trimmed the Karn, let's just hope to draw the bridge, although against the Sling Gangs and stuff like that, they'll probably eat our lunch. But Smuggler Copter is probably greedy for my part. All right. Let's do it. Let's salvage the 2-3 on the draw in Game 3 of Match 5 of this delightful stream. All right. Bum 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 bum. What do you got for me? They are deliberating. They are deciding whether or not to play first. They had to go answer the door because pizza got delivered. They had to go change the laundry because they need clean pants for tomorrow. Spoilers. There is no laundry. All right, playing first. We have turn 1 Smuggler's Copter, turn 2 Karn. That would turn off their Aether Vial, but we took the cards out of the sideboard. I would play a Liquimetal Coating. Hold on. Turn 1 Smuggler's Copter. Turn 2 Karn. Plus on the Smuggler's Copter. That works, right? Because it works with the flagship. Oh, baby. I I'm not here. I am not here to not do nonsense like that. Let's go. Let's go. Plus, I have Furies to clean up the mess. Turn 1 Aether Vial. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Smuggler's Copter. Hear me out. I'm going to Fury that. Because I can't let it hit me. That's probably a good call. But, like, what if they drop Muxus and it triggers too many things? We have a backup Fury. Yeah, but what if the card they flip, or what if the card they drop puts like 2 or 3 more out? I don't want to fall behind. That's all I'm thinking. I still have another one to potentially clean up the next thing. I just kind of want to get out ahead. That's all. It's being greedy, I know. See, here's the thing. They can now, I've killed their creature. They can now play the 2-mana changeling guy. They might do it right now. They might kill my Smuggler's Copter and take away all my fun. Okay, they didn't. Alright, hear me out. This will be great. This will be awesome. Let's go, Copter. Go, Copter. Pew, 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 pew. It's only a 2. Why did I think it was bigger? I mean, I want to keep the land so that I can potentially, Good call. That's why. Good call. I thought I was just crazy. I mean, that's totally a thing. But I thought I was just crazy. What could we tutor for? If we draw the right card, we can Mycosynth Lattice. They're casting a Goblin Matron. Mana value, correct. Good correction. Are they going to go get their Artifact Smasher? That'd be bad news. They should, right? The green tutorable, then they just eat this Goblin Lackey. We're at 14. Warnance? That's not what I expected, honestly. I will not lie. Both Maguses, both Blood Moons are gone. Not that it matters. They can still play their red mana. I mean, I currently can't cast any of these things. I might as well get in there. If we could get red. Like, imagine if we could have looted and not have to burn the Karn would have been nice. I don't know. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, pre-combat. I would like to smuggle on over. Yes, please. Okay. So, I think I do it this way. I throw away the engineer because then I can set up a thing to clear their side. The Crater Maker. Throw the Crater Maker. I'm building up to the what do I want to say? I'm building up to the lattice. I'm going all in on the lattice and hoping it works. Okay. Can they give it haste? This is feeling pretty good for me. Okay. Now, Mycosynth Lattice turns them all a color. Yes, please. I'll take this one. I'll play this one. Did we? Did we do it? Come on, baby. I can't think how we lose this. But maybe? I don't want there to be a way that I'm not thinking of. You know, like exile target attacker. I was like, oh wait, does that work? It does not. Everything is colorless. I'm wondering, can I override the color again? Yeah, I probably shouldn't have plus there. I just want to see what happens. It says everything is colorless. Cards that aren't on the battlefield, spells and permanents are colorless. Cards that aren't on the battlefield, spells and permanents are the chosen color in addition to their other colors. Huh? Shouldn't they be cards that aren't on the battlefield, spells, permanents of the chosen color in addition to their other colors? Judge, we need a snip of this. Okay, so let's see. That happened. It didn't work. Wow. Well, that answers that. Huh. Good to know. Copter is like, I did so much work. Thank you to me. If it wouldn't have taken another turn, I would have gone. If the Smuggler's Copter could have finished it, I would have used the Smuggler's Copter. But it would appear that the lattice is more powerful. Lattice is more powerful than Painter. Okay. Well, so we didn't do the greatest. We did end up 2 and 3 here, but I don't know. This was similar to when we tried to do the joke Bolus's Citadel with Welder strategy. I guess it really was similar to that because we only went 1 and 4 with that deck. I mean, I'm not sold. I think you still want Karn. I'm not sold on the Imperial Recruiter package, and because of that, I don't know if I want Magus, the Smuggler's Copters. I'm not. I guess we could have like, what's the artifact package that are living with? Let's move all of this together real quick and just slide that over a second. Okay, so the Imperial Recruiters, the Magus, the Smuggler's Copters. I like the idea of the synergy, but I feel like it just didn't play out that way. Crater Maker is probably in that tutor package. Now, the Spirit Guides, I feel like the Spirit Guides were mainly there just for acceleration. And and it still seemed okay. I wonder if you want to go, if you want to turbo it, do you add more spirit guides? This artifact package of Ichor Wellspring, Ensnaring Bridge, Trinisphere, these are targets that the engineer can find. I do wonder if I want a heavier hitter. When I played this version here, having Worm Coil, Mindslaver, Bolus of Citadel, all of those things like went off once I was able to find them. So it's, if you're in that situation that can I tutor up a silver bullet, it better be a pretty good bullet. Also, only having 6, or okay, I should say the original list had 6 red effects. Or pyroblast effects. I cut one of them for the Lion's Eye Diamond. I was happy with the Lion's Eye Diamond. The Lion's Eye Diamond was doing what I was kind of hoping it would, being able to change some of the math, as well as one of the things I always used to like with, if you have a Goblin Welder strategy, you want to be able to put stuff into the graveyard kind of on demand. And I like the idea of it could come up off an Urza Saga. You could tutor for it if you had to. Just that kind of burst of mana that sometimes, especially because 3 mana is exactly what activates a grindstone, it can just kind of, it can help shenanigans, if that makes sense. But it's not that shenanigans are necessarily what you're looking for, but it can pan out, I guess is what I'm going for. I was kind of happy with most other things. The Magus of the Moon felt strange alongside the Urza Sagas, but then it ended up being okay. What do bolts do? Yeah, I mean, it's the idea is I have to hedge against the Ragavan, Dragon Rage Channeler, Delvers, or like what are other cards out there? Elvish Reclaimer before it comes online, Collector, ooh, yeah. I don't know if you'd necessarily catch a Knight too fast. Another thing I wonder with the Urza Saga is, do I need more silver bullets? Do I need to have the artifact that comes in and snipes a card out of the yard? Soul Guide Lantern. Pithy Needle's already in our sideboard. Shadow Spear. Just some of those targets would be interesting. Is it better to be all-in combo in the main and answers in the side? Potentially, yeah. So, I see what you're saying. These lightning bolts I am playing in the main are effectively just answers. So, if I wanted to streamline things, I can put bolt there for the times that it's better to have early removal. And if, I was truly going to streamline everything, if I took these Imperial Recruiters out, took the Magus out, I would put in a couple more Spirit Guides. I would add a Grindstone. I would out my Lotus Petals, Lion's Eye, Grindstones, Ichor Wellspring. So here's the quote cute package, right? So I have my value, I have my locking out. We have Crater Maker still. Crater Maker is no longer tutorable, so let's put that here too, just for now. And what are some other things? We have our Painter Servant. We could have a Mox Opal, Retrofitter Foundry, Soul Guide Lantern, Pyrite Spellbomb. None of those will clean up what we're worried about, but It could be... I want to put a Soul Guide Lantern. Soul Guide Lantern, and I don't know if necessarily the... What do you call it? So the Foundry could be in here. Shadow Spear was the life gain / Shadow Spear was the life gain / trample one. That so what I'm thinking is if we either go fully, let's get another Goblin Engineer in here. Either we go fully on the Welder Engineer plan. We have a backup option of doing Urza Saga tricks, and then the Urza Saga trick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, cut a mountain. So we have our backup here with ones. The only other thing is we have Ichor Wellspring, we have Trinisphere, we have Ensnaring Bridge, Pithing Needle, Main. I could see Pithy Needle Main. Like, there are times it's going to come up. We need to protect ourselves from Wasteland. We need to protect ourselves from whatever. Pyrite Spellbomb might be... Pyrite Spellbomb might be worth considering. The thing is, the more tutors I put on this half, still having the Welders, the Engineers, the Painter Servants, we could have Imperial Recruiter. How many blasts did the other side have? 4 Pylar Blasts and a Red Elemental Blast. So that's still 5 blasts. Trinisphere could just be too cute. That's true. Like, so... Hear me out. Is Retrofitter Foundry actually any good? So I've seen it play, right? And when you're making use of the Thopters or whatever, but like in the times that I've played with it, I haven't been impressed with the Retrofitter Foundry, and that could just entirely be me. I have a history of cards that are good not impressing me. Famously, like Vendilion Click. I do not believe Vendilion Click is good. I don't. And so, it doesn't matter how much time passes. The only way I would believe Vendilion Click is good is to have myself play it and have it work. But the fact I don't think it's good, I will not give it the chance. Retrofitter, I feel like is on that trajectory for me, so I'm trying to give it a chance. I just don't know if it's worth me giving it a chance. Okay, so Trinisphere is important. Retrofitter, not. Okay, like I could definitely see the cards I'm not sure about, I'm just going to keep throwing in the sideboard. So Ichor Wellspring. I understand that there's a value to be had, but I feel like the value to be had is going to be in the Urza Sagas. So I'm okay throwing away Ichor Wellspring. We're down to 61. The question here is, do I need Pithy Needle and Shadow Spear and Soul Guide Lantern and Pyrite Spellbomb? Of these... Or with 20 lands, do I need 4 Simian Spirit Guides? I could cut a Simian Spirit Guide and not feel bad. I always kind of want that red mana at the beginning. I want the Simian Spirit Guide. It cut a 4. You could always cut the 4th recruiter. I agree. There we go. So, the updated, streamlined version of the deck. Ensnaring Bridge, Trinisphere. We have 4 Engineer, 4 Welder, 3 Servants. The only thing I feel like I'm missing out on is the ability to go turn 1 Goblin Welder off a Great Furnace, turn 2 Goblin Engineer, and have something absolutely backbreaking. Like, the idea that we could go turn 1 Welder, turn 2 Engineer, and have a Bolus's Citadel on turn 2, we win. Like, now, that might not be the same story here when we have this many lands that we're going to run to, problems, etc. But I guess now I'm starting to wonder, because of the 4 Simian Spirit Guides, do I want to trim some land? Yeah, and okay. If I have turn 1 Welder, turn 2 Engineer, I've got to be pretty close to setting up the Painter Servant Grindstone combination anyway, right? So I'm thinking more along the lines of something like Sundering Titan. Sundering Titan is going to come in and blow up, 2 or 3 lands, and I welder it in and out, and I'm just pew, 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 just like wrecking somebody that can't stop it. But I don't know if that is the same as, Trinisphere. Trinisphere does the same thing, but how about that? Trinisphere is my knockout punch, See, that's the thing. The answer is no, I don't, but I keep telling myself I do. I do wonder if it makes more sense to trim these City of Traders because of the Simian Spirit Guides. Although, I don't know, if I keep City of Traders, when you have the Simian Spirit Guides, it's just that much more mana for you to pull something off. Yeah, like that's the thing is, I have a backup plan. I have a backup plan. All right, so I feel a little confident with this main. What about the sideboard? Yeah, like that exactly. Karn took over, and that's all we needed. Okay, so what do we think of the sideboard then? I think we need to have certain pieces. So even though we have an Ensnaring Bridge main, just the ability for Karn to go get an Ensnaring Bridge is important. Torpor Orb for, what do you call it? Liquimetal Coating. We need our Painter Servant. We need a Grindstone. And let's say our Tormund Crypt. So these 7, I think I want those 7 for sure. So then after that, it's, I'm never going to be like, oh, you know what that match needed? That match needed a Retrofitter Foundry. So, and once again, I'm never going to be like, you know what I needed? Now, it would have been good in the mirror match if I would have had Wellspring instead of them. But that is not a That's not a tutor effect as far as I'm concerned. I was impressed. I was impressed with Fury. I think Fury came in and did good stuff. The question is how many. But I do think Fury was good. The Magus Blood Moon, I understand. I understand that the Magus and the Blood Moon are there to mess with the Bant controls of the world, the 12 post, things like that. It kills Urza Saga outright, but we play Urza Saga. What about Alpine Moon? I was listening to a podcast today, the Dark Depths podcast. If you don't listen to it, go check it out. Dark Depths podcast is very good. Alpine Moon being one-sided, it comes into play. You choose a non-basic land. Lands your opponent's control, lose land types and abilities, and gain tap 1 mana of any color. You play that, and you name Urza Saga. Your Urza Sagas are just fine, but it wrecks their Urza Saga. I think Magus of the Moon is going to have more... Magus of the Moon is going to target more things than Alpine Moon. But it's something I'm thinking about. Is there anything red artifacts to destroy artifacts? Well, I think you are thinking of... I think you want Spine of Ish-Sa. When Spine of Ish-Sa enters the battlefield, destroy target permanent. When Spine of Ish-Sa is put into the graveyard, return Spine of Ish-Sa to the owner's hand. Just kidding. Once we pick that up, that's a problem. We're never going to get that in the graveyard again. That'll never happen. We can't get that into the graveyard again. What was I thinking? Now, I saw this. Remember we were talking about earlier, Mr. Lee's deck? Did I close that? Mr. Lee was playing. He had Duretti. Not Me was in here earlier talking about Nettlecyst as something defensively. But here's one of the things I was thinking about. God Pharaoh's, these are the big hitters. God Pharaoh statue is one-sided Trinisphere that also pings your opponent. Now, with Trinisphere, we can cast Trinisphere. Goblin Engineer can bring back Trinisphere. It can't bring back the statue. But that's pretty good. This is another one, Tangle Wire. I don't know how many of you are old like me and have had the joy of playing multiple Tangle Wires. In fact, I have dice. Hold on. I have to go get my Tangle Wire dice. I was trying to clean things up the other day. So, I remember once upon a time, I had Smokestack and Tangle Wire deck because I like to play it. And so you do, comparatively to the size of the card, these dice are quite substantial. So you'd be like, okay, upkeep, put, tap on the stack, fading on the stack, fading ticks down, tap the number of permanents so that it works out for my best interest that I tap less things with the Tangle Wire. And then on our opponent's turn, or end step, I keep hopping stuff around. I put it into play on the end of my turn, make them tap down, and then on the end of their turn, weld it back out. I untap, do all my stuff, whatever I want to do, end step, throw Tangle Wire back into play. I mean, that's pretty cool. I like Tangle Wire. But maybe it's not right. This seems to be a little bit longer term. It's got Underworld Cookbook, etc. It's trying to do a little bit more. And hey, guess what? Once again, it's being too cute, Jeremy. Stop. Well, nobody has ever accused me of being cute, but being too cute, absolutely. So, yeah, maybe we don't need to go all the way. I do think we need... So we already have the main deck Soul Guide Lantern. I like the idea of having 0 mana graveyard interaction, so I still want to keep Surgical Extractions to do stuff like on the draw. I still want that. And then the question is, do we supplement the Fury? Do we have, do we add more Lightning Bolts so that we can... I mean, theoretically, say I do this. If I get rid of the Maguses... If I get rid of the Maguses and the Blood Moon and the Crater Maker and the Smuggler's Copter, that's 15. We have 2 Surgicals, 2 Furies, and Lightning Bolts. Yeah, I guess the question is Magus worth a spot? The fact that we have the Imperial Recruiters means there could be some reason to keep it. The case of a Braid, I could see a Braid over Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt has the ability to be Planeswalker removal, though, and sometimes maybe that's what I want, is to go after a Planeswalker. But there are artifacts that would be a problem for me. Null Rod. Things like that. I could see situations that a Braid would be better than Lightning Bolt. It's not like I necessarily need to... I'm not pushing over for the last couple damage with Lightning Bolt the same way. Let's see, what the matchups we played. We played the Blue-White Echoes deck. Bolt or a Braid there. I would rather destroy some artifacts. Gut Shot. Gut Shot might be a little deep down the well, but I think Gut Shot is absolutely too cute. Magus to fight against the Dark Depths and Lands decks of the world. That is interesting. All right, so 1 Magus gets to stay. That's true. That is one approach. A Braid. If we played a Braids instead of Lightning Bolts, we could keep 1 Lightning Bolt, or we could have another Magus. I mean, technically, against some of the stuff, if we resolve Painter Servant, Pyroblast is going to kill anything we're worried about, but yeah. So let's take out Bolt. See, the one thing though that I question about a Braid The thing I question about a braid is if I'm worried about creatures necessarily, I'm kind of using Fury for that role. Okay, here's what I missed. Fury can hit planeswalkers too. I was not giving Fury credit to hit planeswalkers because I haven't played the card that much. All right, I like that. All right, I like that. So if we give ourselves another Magus, Magus can come in and be recruiterable when necessary. Yeah. So it's an interesting, let's say, lineup, but I think it works. All right. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate it. I normally try to stream Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes, if the week is just going terribly, those fall by the wayside, and there's not that much I can do about it. Hey, thank you. My goal is to try to play again tomorrow. If I play again tomorrow, I think we're going to play this. I am going to consult with another friend that is a big painter person and see what he thinks about my changes. But yeah, the reason I'm trying to get this prep up and ready is Anurag has his subscriber 1K on Saturday that I'm going to be playing in that. And I want something that not is off the beaten path, but I like being weird. Yeah, that made sense. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm tired. Yeah. Thanks for following the stream. That'll let you know when I go live tomorrow. You can follow me on Twitch. Obviously, you just did. You could also follow me on Twitter. And I post there, screenshots of my deck, whatever's going on. So take care, everybody. We will see you next time. And hopefully by next time, I mean tomorrow. Good night. Take care. Adios.